play a match and then
Well, ideally, how we do this is, why don't you first talk about, like, I want to hear what you think some of your issues are in the game right now. Like, what do you think some of your problem, like, why you're not succeeding personally?
okay. Well, at first I kind of thought maybe I was because I was ending each day a little bit further than I was previously. But the last 2 or 3 days, I've just continued to have more losing streaks. I lost 7 in a row one day. That was very disheartening. And there was a lot of matchups that just I'd just never seen before. Um, when I look at the board, um, I guess I try to just find the most cost efficient way of putting things down. Um, I think my middle game is kind of weak. I think my mulligan isn't bad. I've been doing my mulligans based upon there's this information in what's that called, deck tracker, which cards are best. I noticed that you like to choose tracking and Master's Call a lot, which is something I have not been doing, but I had started to do. I've been really afraid to do a Master's Call on turn 3 when I feel like I should probably be putting some sort of presence or some sort of counter to the presence they already have on the board. So I get kind of confused as to when I should take advantage of a card draw and when I should put things down. Also, when I get near to the end and I got the Rexar, and there's been a lot of times where I've gotten them down sometimes to 1 health, and I'm basically doing the Rexar every turn and trying my best to get that 1 health from them, and it's either I'm just choosing bad cards or I'm just not getting the options. So I don't know if there's some RNG in there. I mean, obviously there are, because you don't get to just choose whatever you want. That's all I have to share.
Well, I mean, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you're not objectively analyzing the lines, right? You're not like, you're using intuition to solve problems where you're not trying to make decisions based off lines you walk yourself through, right? You could walk yourself through certain X amount of decisions, and you're like, well, I think this could be correct here, but you don't know why it's correct. And that has more to do with the fact that you're not taking information from what you're starting with, right? Or what's around you, basically, to push for your decisions. You're not isolating information down to it's like what should be the correct decision based off like what your opponent could be doing, what maybe you could be setting up, or like things like that. And initially.
Yes, that sounds right, because this is maybe my 6th week of playing the game. So a lot of my decision making is based on principles. This is how I originally learned and approached chess, for instance. There were just basic principles, and there was like certain moves that were just intuitively better than others because they worked more in line with more principles than not. So yeah, I lacked the knowledge and the experience to be able to say, this is what I'm going to do, this is why I'm doing it, and I can tell you why it's better than these other options, and be able to process that really quickly. Originally, I did start with all the puzzles. There was a few that I didn't do because I started doing rank as soon as I had the Rexar, but it took me a while sometimes to actually work through a puzzle. Plus those puzzles are kind of hard, but every single turn feels like a puzzle to me. There's going to be an optimal play based on possibilities, probabilities, and what kind of deck I might be going against, and the knowledge of that.
So let's start with share your screen in Discord. It's right next to the leave call button.
Sure.
On the left side.
There's a stream Hearthstone, or there's share screen or window.
Share screen.
All right. There's an entire screen. That's fine. that big enough? Is that good? Is it working?
Yeah. Okay. So, show me the list you're using here for my deck.
Sure.
So here's what I want you to do. Drop the Highmane, drop the Beetles here.
Drop the Beetles?
And then, and then add in a Dire Frenzy and then 2 Life Drinkers.
Okay. Dire Frenzy was 4.
Now, why don't we start off with the question, why do you think I'm having you do this?
Well, I like the Dire Frenzies, to be quite honest. Originally I had 2 in my deck, but I remember I had... I don't know what configuration I had, but I remember I dropped a Dire Frenzy because I wanted to have 2 Hounds. And I also had the Life Drinkers in there at one time also because, A, it can come in handy. Doing damage to the enemy without having to use a minion on the board. So it's like an instant 3 damage. Where the heck is it? Was it 5? Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go.
It has to do with burst damage, a lot of it. So let's jump into a game. I'll kind of help walk you through plays here initially, but I'm going to give you a chance to kind of figure out how you handle, like what you should be doing here.
Sure. So each turn I will verbalize what I'm thinking. You can hear my logic.
Rexa versus Garrosh.
If this is Odd Warrior, then I've only beaten him once.
Let the hunt begin.
Alright, so I'll probably keep the Spring Paw and get rid of the kill commands.
Everything.
Get
Why
rid
do
of-
you think that is? Why do you think that is?
Well, maybe the Spring Paw is not going to be effective because anything he puts down is just going to kill the Spring Paw, and I'm not going to be able to do enough damage to him.
No, it's because we have no chance of bursting out almost any warrior. Almost all warriors are odd warriors.
Yeah, lots of shield and a bunch of taunts, especially if they have that, what do you call those, missions?
We're trying to take... This game is going to go long.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Because we want to go for the Rexar as quick as possible, be a very aggressive.
It's possible. Yeah, that's part of it. So that's why we would keep something like maybe Master's Call because it can thin our deck to getting to that point.
Job's done.
Yeah, I've also been doing the tracking a little bit later in the hopes of increasing the probability of drawing the Rexar. Sometimes not until turn 7.
Well, the point in which we're tracking is a little bit like you have to find situations in which it's necessary for us to try and get to that play point.
Alright, so I normally don't like to lead with the wolf because it can be coupled with hounds and all that other junk. So I would just hero power here and just...
Yeah, Wolf is a combo card. It's not a pressure card.
Quests. These are quests, not missions. Alright, I would probably go straight for the Animal Companion without hesitation. But I mean, I also know that pulling cards now, when there isn't a lot of threat on the table, is probably a good idea. Because what am I going to gain by throwing that out there? Even if I get, say, a pig, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of damage because he could just get more shield. That's what I'm thinking.
I think dropping the companion here is fine. It's mostly to just be counter pressure so that playing. We like having a little bit of tempo before we Master's Call.
Oh, okay.
It has more to do with the fact that we like Master's Call is not a bad play here, but I don't know that it's correct in the situation we're in because we could just put out a little bit of pressure before we do that. We don't need to put out a lot. We just want to like give him something that is like making him react a little more towards what we're doing.
That is my first choice is to put that out. So in which case I'm not quite sure when the Master's Call would be a good one, but I have to have some sort of tempo. That sounds good. Now, a one attack isn't that big of a deal or a threat to me. I don't feel like I'd want to waste a kill command on the darn thing. I feel like I would rather use the flanking strike, get a 3/3 wolf out there, and damage it with my Leon.
We want to play Master's Call and then tracking, and the reason we want to do this is because we're playing around giving him 3 Super Collider value. Because if you play the flanking, you kill this guy, he can just point out Super Collider and kill our board.
And doing the Master's Calls first helps to thin it out for the
now
tracking.
that we got the dire mold, we'll actually play back instead.
Quickly.
Hit his guy and then hit it out.
Oh, play them all and then hit him with
Yeah, hit his
this?
guy. Yeah.
Job done.
Let me think about that. Okay, because we do get a boost with the mole and he's dead in one turn. With the mole hit after. That makes sense.
And if he wants to Super Collider here, it's not like it's that big of a punishment. So
When's the earliest you can equip that?
you can do it right now because he's coin and.
Light the fuses!
Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, these are situations I normally am not certain exactly what I want to do. Because I don't think... Because, I mean, first of all, the only way that I could potentially kill it is if I were to throw down a wolf, which I don't have any intention of doing.
It's not true.
Oh? I could throw down a wolf and just clear the board?
No.
I could. Well, not clear the board, but I mean use the kill command to kill the enemy or just ignore it.
Backwards quickly.
We play Crackling and Kill Command.
I wonder.
Crackling and then kill command.
Job done.
Because he's probably going to be playing his 3/6 guy here, and what that allows us to do is trade in our 3/2, flanking his guy off.
Unity. Precision. Perfection.
Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking of crackling.
Oops.
Let's see now. Now, turn 6. My choice would be flanking strike and hero power.
I think we're starting off with tracking.
Tracking.
Yeah, because we're looking for Rexar.
Now, one thing I'm wondering about that is if I play tracking next turn and I get a Rexar, there's less cards for it to choose from, which gives me the idea that there's a greater probability, even though small, that I could still get it and play it because there'll
It's
be
the
one.
same. It's same probability over 2 turns.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, if you go, you're only digging 3 cards deep, but right now this could help. So now we take the Rexar. And then we just leave his guy up, right? Because we're going to hero power.
Hero power, okay.
And then we're going to leave it up. So what we can do here now is we can go Hunter's Mark plus Rexar to kill off one of their creatures. No. You'll play Hunter's Mark next turn with Rexar, and you'll kill off his guy, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
See how this works out a lot better for us? We get to save the flanking.
Oh, nice. So here we could do that there and then just throw out the Rexar.
Yeah, because his guy's got 2 health, so Rexar was going to pick it up as a kill anyway. If we go for flanking there, it makes Rexar less powerful as a play.
The eternal hunt has begun.
Yeah, I watch you play a lot, and while I'm watching you, it's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, I'm watching it, it seems logical. It sort of feels like the thing that I would do.
You're too concerned about every single threat, and you're not seeing how to maximize killing multiple threats.
True.
That's the problem you were looking at right there.
Yeah, so like when I end up in my own match...
You're not trying to maximize your card value in these situations, so end your turn.
Shuffle a taunt. Armor. Alright, so... now, I know I can kill it by throwing the paw and then the kill command. But I also know that I could... Usually at 8, after I get to Rexar, I should probably just see what kind of beast.
Start with a build a beast here.
I always start with a beast.
If we're going to do that, so we want the silence.
Ah, exactly, because that's going to do that. And
then we'll take the poison. And then we can just silence that guy and then play our guy here.
That is so convenient. I'm trying to think.
Well, because we don't have to extend any resources here, so like, if we don't need to, why would we? It's again about maximizing the resources against the control game. We're gonna end up taking this long-ish.
Out of
We
my
need to be smart about how we go about it.
That's true. So I'll start with the Build-A-Beast, huh? Alright, well, let's see.
Build again.
I always start with Build-A-Beast. See, I'd probably take the beetle.
Yeah, we want the beetle.
And
take the gastropod.
yeah, the taunt poison. Yeah.
So
So it's low cost. We could throw it down.
what we want to do here is we want to I think we're playing
I wonder. Senku's fate.
I think we're kill commanding the 3/5,
That's what I was thinking.
right? And then we're gonna flanking his. We're not flanking. We're just play the beetle.
Take out his taunt.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Job's done.
That sounded about right. I need to be a little bit more confident in my choices.
Well, it's not about confidence. It's about confidence with reason.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Well, why are we making that play? Like, it's those types of situations.
I guess what I mean is I second guess even good decisions without reason. Alright.
Start with build.
I was going to choose this one.
Yeah.
And one of these.
We'll take the Panther.
We're at 6, and that leaves me 2 on a play.
So I think we just play that, the weapon, and the dire mole. It makes it a little bit awkward for him to start trying to fireballing us from here, because he's going to play his weapon and he's going to start trying to burn us out here. So just do that. We're about trying to use all our mana here. Don't hit with the weapon though.
Right.
Stop that.
Yeah, this feels right.
We're trying to build a lifesteal rush that we can dire frenzy, because if we can do that, we'll be in really good shape.
Dire Frenzy and Rush. What does this do again? Summon a beast from your hand. Overkill. Oh.
Bill,
Let's see.
take the
Yeah.
loose specimen.
This here?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Take the young dragon hawk. And what we're going to do here is we're going to unleash. Because we have a lot of plays here, so I'm going to kind of more walk us through what we need to be doing. We're going to unleash. We're going to play both on the wolves.
Play the wolf?
Both of them.
Oh, both. Nice.
Then you're going to trade 2 of the 3/1s into the 5/7. Okay. Now trade your weapon into that. Now play both of your spring paws. Trade your 9/6 into the 3/5. Trade both the 3/1s that have rush into the Indasta. Trade one of the 3/1s into the 3 attack weapons.
I probably would have done it a little bit differently if I had more time. I would have used this.
I was trying to
smash
accept.
that.
Yeah, well, you could have gotten 3 face damage, and I was just trying to set us up with that. Oh, I wanted to
Yeah, the 3 damage. I didn't see it until afterward. Okay, build a beast.
No, so this turn what we're going to do is we're going to trade our 2/1 in, right?
Throw that in.
Yeah, throw. Now you're going to play the big 6-drop guy. And we're going to flank him into it. So by doing this, we've set up a big guy. Like, either he hits this with the fireball or he misses, and that could be really devastating if he misses.
A wind fairy, I like that.
He's gonna go for this.
Killed.
Build, yeah. Rhino. Take the leech.
The leech.
Yep. So now you're gonna play the, what is it? Master's Call?
Play Master's Call.
And then, tracking here. Take the other frenzy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to play the Life Drinker. So what we're doing here now is he's going to weapon our guy, he's going to fireball us in the face, but it's okay because we have this Rhino, right? So end your turn. So what we did was we thinned out our deck, like basically go down to almost 0 cards. So now what we can do is we can play our Life Leech Rhino, right? And we can Dire Frenzy that. And then we can do that again, like basically every single time.
I'm almost out of cards.
So play the Life Leech Rhino, Dire Frenzy that. Hit his guy. It's fine that like he'll be able to trade in and kill it, but the thing is we're going to be gaining so much life that he can't really burn us out. So we've basically isolated the way he can win this game, and we've turned against him. So you can pass. So we just go for, what is it? Play our other Rhino. Play the Companion. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to play our Crackling on our Rhino. Take the poison. Trade the 4-2 into the 6-2, and then we're going to trade the other Rhino into this one. Phase for 2, right? So now we definitely have to top deck a Rhino next turn, and then we can just Dire Frenzy back.
Dire Frenzy the Rhino that's coming out.
But we want to Dire Frenzy the Life Leeching.
Correct. The one I should be drawing.
Yeah, because we've basically what we wanted to do was thin out our deck. Now we do that, we play that, and then we just start and hit. And we're gaining so much life here, right? He can't burn us out.
Look at that, a warrior is beatable. I've beaten the warrior once.
Warrior's very beatable, you just have to know how you spell the matchup. So build.
Build?
Yeah, we're probably still playing the Rhino, we just want to build to get more. So take the Raptor Hatchet. Take the Stegodon. Then just play 2 of the... Actually, just play the Rhinos and then go face here. At the same time, you're also going to be pressuring them too.
Convenient. But I didn't die, so.
So now play your other Rhino. Play your 2 1-drops. Then trade your Poisonous in and come lethal. I gotta use stuff really quickly.
Dang, so the rhinos. Oh, look at that. Well, those rhinos were pretty nice. Actually, enjoyed that. Though I'm trying to think of the takeaway, other than basically controlling the board. I don't know. I mean, I see what he's doing and it makes sense. But if I was left to my own devices, I'd be doing like all kinds of things different, and I can't tell you why. Why can't a person just be instantly good? You can't dire frenzy weak stop. Like, yeah, because the whole point of the dire frenzy, especially near the end, putting on like a big beast like that, especially drawing a lot of your cards, like you said, thin your deck so that you end up drawing that stuff. I did that once against a mage. I had the Savannah Highmanes and I had done a frenzy on them, and then I was literally just drawing a boosted Highmane every single turn near the end. I probably ended. I know it's situational; it always is, but that's the thing. Are we back?
Yeah.
All right.
So what you have to be doing is you have to figure out how we're winning the game. You have to try and isolate that to give yourself the best possible chance. So what our goal is to get to Rexar, right? And then build a beast that's worth dire frenzy, right? So in that case, it was the life leech rhino, but it could have been a lifesteal rusher attached to a minion. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find, like, you're going to take generally 3 drops or lower, right? And you're going to try and combine that with a lifesteal rush, and then you'll want to dire frenzy that, because you could do it in the exact same turn. You don't have to wait over 2 turns to try and set it up.
Agreed, yeah. It's much safer that way. Otherwise, they could potentially kill what I'm dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rexar versus Valera.
Watch your back.
Let the hunt begin.
All right. So I'd like to keep crackling when I get it. And I use. Oh, really? Yeah. I guess I don't know.
Well, all we're keeping here is Candle Shot, and the reason this is because we're probably facing Auto, right? And they're going to make a 2-drop weapon, right? So if we take Crackling and we don't have a 1-drop roll immediately to play onto that, it's worthless, right? Because we can't play it out into a 3-2 weapon or 2-2 weapon. He just kills it. Yeah, it dies. So what we need to do is we need to keep the Candle Shot and try and get either flanking or kill command. So we're ready to deal with the hinge combat.
None will survive.
Hey, look what we got. Alright, just play the weapon, I guess. I'm doing well, Sensei Stars. Alright. So you said Crackling would just die to that. See, this is where I get confused, because I'm like, okay, if I put that down, she's just going to kill it, so I might as well just hero power and like hit that thing with my Candle Shot.
It's exactly what we want to do. We want to hit his guy, and then we want to hero power.
I hunt alone.
Because we can wait to combine Crackling with Dynamo or Spring Paw later, right? And that can create a removal setup where we are... And we have the kill command here, which is really important, because if he goes for a point Flappy Bird, we can kill him.
I think it would probably help if I had memorized all the popular decks that people are using.
It does help.
Alright. My thought is to use the candle shot, kill the thing, and do the animal companion.
Yeah, we do. We get, but let's first see what we get off the companion, right? Because if we roll a huffer here, it's actually better that we trade the huffer into the 4-1 because he's just going to weapon our guy anyway. And what that does is it saves us a candle shot tick, which is more important than being able to kill the hinge claim that comes in the turn after when he pumps it in and kills our guy, right? Because you have to think about what is he probably going to play here. He's always trying to go 1-drop weapon or hinge claim, right? And if that's his ideal setup, then we need to see how we roll on the companion.
Alright, so we'll do the companion.
To my side.
And now we'll hit his guy because we rolled something that doesn't get immediately killed by his weapon, right?
I hunt alone. I move quickly.
Alright, so... Yeah, see, normally I would, if I got the huffer, I would just go straight face because I'm like, hey, that's 4 damage. And I get 4 damage. He hits me with the weapon, that's 8 damage. So I'm like, that sounds like a pretty good start. But I don't know why that would be wrong.
Well, what is your opponent trying to do? You're not walking yourself through decisions. You're just assuming decisions are right because they're a decision.
Sure. Alright, so I would probably crackle this and hero power.
That looks good on paper because you're like, oh, hey, like, there's a lot of good things to get off this. But we could just kill command this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that would take out his minion, and it still is up a 4/4 that he has no way to initially deal with.
Oh, I gotcha.
You can coin out the what's it called? Here, you hit him for 4. You can coin out the guy here, the Vile Spine. That is a problem for us, but there's not a whole lot we can do to stop that. Yes, the Raider mod could leave us with a better board if we get exactly like, what's it? I'm thinking,
I wonder.
Divine Shield. Like, Divine Shield, like, well, we could end up with a better board around that. That would set us up in maybe a potentially better position around what he's doing, but if we get the wrong one, we could be in bad shape. It also sets, it's better for our card here too, that we have Crackling and Kill Command this turn if we want to do that.
Crackling and kill command?
If we wanted to do that, that
Okay.
was the point.
Gotcha.
But we have other decisions here that we can do.
I'm not sure. My first impression is to crackle, but I can't tell you what outcomes.
Well, there's 9 different effects. But, like, what do you think he's going to do next? Let's just start with that.
I think he wants to kill this because he has 4 attack on the board.
No, not what he wants to achieve. What play do you think he's going to make?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's Fungalmancer. So we're going to play our Rhino. We're going to trade our 4/1 in, and we're going to trade our Rhino into the 1/2. Right? And this is going to make him after weapon.
Wait,
so
the Rhino into the what?
1/2 Rhino and 1/2, 4/4 into 3/3. Okay, so now he's going to have to weapon, and this prevents him from Fungalmancer, and it keeps our Rhino alive.
Interesting. See, I never would have thought of using the Rhino there.
Halt! Who goes there?
In my opinion, that thing just needs to die. And I suppose well, we do have Rexar. Maybe we could We could trade the 2/4 into the mole,
I
do
won't.
the candle shot into this dude here, and then do the Rexar.
Why do that when we could just go for a life drinker and a crackling here? We can kill his guy with trading in our crackling, right? Plus our weapon. And then our life drinker can eat his 1/2, right?
What do I crackle?
You're gonna crackle the rhino.
Rhino to help keep that alive.
Take the health. Now trade the 3/2 into the 4/4.
3/2 and the 4/4. Because it's
Quickly.
candle shot.
Yeah, and then we'll trade your 3/3 into his 1/3 and then hit him in the face with 2. This achieves exactly the same thing Rexar did, but we have a 2/7 and a 3/2 FD, which is an objectively better board state to end with than nothing.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think of what the outcome would be.
Well, it's not even about what the outcome is, it's that you're dropping minions and you have charge and you can eat his guys. And so, like, because we were setting up for the rhino, we set up for this position.
I have different thoughts. I know I would like to have a spring paw to take care of this guy, but
We start with the Master's Call because we don't really need a Rexar. So now what you're gonna do here is you're gonna play your Spring Paw, right?
yeah. See, I'm thinking the same thing.
And then you're gonna play the back end of that. You're gonna play the Dire Maul. You're gonna play the Timberwolf, and you're gonna send everything face. Because what we have next turn is Unleash, Kill Command, and Hero Power. You're now setting up a lethal that he can't do, and he can't counter burst us.
Wait, I'm dropping both the.
The Lynx, the Dire Maul, and the Timberwolf. And you're sending everything face. You don't need to kill his guys at this point anymore, because he has no way to stop the fact that we're gonna lethal him, right?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. I was looking at the.
You're set up just kill command lethal over the top. So even if he clears our board, right, it doesn't matter. And even if he pushes a bunch of damage here, there's no way he can lethal us. So we've eliminated any way for him to counter our board state, counter us with a damage, and we've also set up a lethal that he can't prevent. That's a checkmate in 3 different positions. It means he's lost this game. Nothing he can do to stop us.
Drink up me eyes!
Just like Hearthstone or any game of strategy, you're trying to maximize as many positions for you to win the game and eliminate as many positions for your opponent to win the game, right? So you should be trying to isolate as much information as you can based off those situations.
I'm just gonna do a kill command here.
You can kill him however it floats your boat. But you're thinking about Rexar because, oh, I need to deal with threats. You're like, you get this anxiety because there's threats on the board, but you don't understand, like, is that threat we need to deal with, or is that a situation where we can turn this game based off Purge? What ways can we play this game? How can we maximize each situation, right? There's multiple decision points, even against aggro, and it has more to do with, like, how is your deck playing versus what his deck is doing, and, like, where can we take advantage of that?
I understand. We have time for one more. Is that?
Sure, we can do another hour right now too if you'd prefer.
Yeah. Let me check my schedule real quick. Yeah, sure. We can do another hour.
the hunt begin.
I say get rid of everything but tracking.
Say it again.
Get rid of everything but tracking.
Yeah, we'll keep the tracking. But we're not necessarily turn 1 tracking. We'll just see what our opening is.
None will survive.
There he is. Alright. I would say coin and crackle.
Why? What is that?
It gets something on the board.
But how did we win last game?
We waited to the end to frenzy beasts. We want Rexa.
I moves quickly.
So why does pressure matter?
In the early game, I guess it really doesn't. Because we win at the end.
It doesn't, right? So what you're trying to no. In turn, we have a master's call. So what we may end up doing is we may be going crackling in a master's call and do the tracking afterwards. Maximize our percentages.
Gotcha.
So now we want to save coin because coin's a very powerful tool in the deck. So we can now just play the crackling here because now we don't really have anything better to do. Like hero power is not really necessarily better than playing the crackling, right? We didn't really need to pressure him, but it doesn't mean it's not bad to put out pressure if it's on our curve, and it doesn't really negatively affect us to do so, right? It negatively affects us to play crackling with a coin because we're investing 2 resources to do one thing. And this matchup doesn't win based off hyper intensive pressure. The other problem with that is you're not even in a situation where you have to follow it. So what does that even achieve us?
Out of my jungle.
Alright. Kill command and go face.
Once again, why? Your gut reaction is see a minion, kill a minion. Every single time, every single turn you go gut reaction, see a minion, kill a minion. It's not about the pressure, it's about the ideal setup. What are we trying to do?
Maybe we should do the master's call and then trade.
Why would we trade?
Because I want to kill the minion.
I move quickly.
We just master's call, right? And then we pass. There's no reason for us to make a trade that he may end up making for us.
Don't look so concerned, Yogi.
How long can this go on?
So if we traded, we couldn't trade one of our guys into his Saturday Night Chain Gang here, right? Because then he would have just traded his 1-1 into our 3-2, right? But he couldn't do that. So he ended up just having to do this play, which now what does that allow us to do?
I could kill 2 of them.
We can flanking one of his guys, the 2-3s, and then we can trade our guy in. We're just trying to manage his board at this point. We're not trying to pressure him. Pressuring him in is a losing game. If we extend our resources, he'll outvalue us every single time.
Alright, so we don't want to necessarily pressure like I would
Quickly.
try to win in eight.
or
turns.
another mid-range, because we have the ability to win in the long game. Now, if we didn't have the ability to win in the long game, maybe pressure is correct. But based off how we can play this game and how our hand has been drawing, we're not in that much of a problematic situation.
Yay, we got Rexar. Alright. Well, we got a lot of cards here. I Life Drinker and Mole. You can also do Companion and Hero Power.
I wonder.
So what we'll do here is we'll go our 1-drop here, or 1-drop Dire Mole, right? Put that in the middle, right? Then you're going to coin Spring Pop, trade that in, trade it in, and then play the Life Drinker, and then trade in our 3/3, right? And put the Life Drinker on the right side, the far right side. The only reason we're making this line of play is because now we've messed up his Super Collider.
Oh, I see, because we put a one attack meaning in between our two.
The
larger
other thing it does is it prevents Light the Fuses from blowing up our board. So now the only way he can full board clear us here is if he goes for a Reckless Flurry. And if he does that, we're okay with it because he's not really doing much with that, right? He's not developing a threat. So his choices here, right, are bad removal, develop a threat, which might be fine, or maybe go for a weak board wipe. None of these situations are good for him. So now he's probably going to develop a threat, which sets us up for a good Rexar play. This buys us the time we want so that when we play Rexar, we can start build-a-beasting out the game while not being in a negative tempo swing. But I've basically isolated every single line he can make in that situation.
Damn. You're number one for a reason. Alright, let's see here. New turn. Well, at 6. So, we could just do Rexar so we can start doing Build-A-Beast next turn.
Exactly, right? The other thing we did is see how few resources we've extended this game? See how many resources we're holding? This gives us good counterplay while we start trying to build a beast for our ideal Build-A-Beast. Because sometimes it takes 4 to 5 turns to find the right Build-A-Beast, because based off percentages, we don't always get the right Build-A-Beast. So we need as much time as possible to give ourselves that situation. So by managing the board, right, instead of pressuring him, what we've done, so we'll play Rexar, right? By managing the board, what we've done is we've given ourselves the most amount of counter, or the ability to counter what he's doing so that we don't ourselves fall behind in this game. Because if we put out a bunch of pressure, what we do is we narrow our options for dealing with threats, which means we're basically relying on getting an insane Build-A-Beast turn. And we can't rely on getting an insane Build-A-Beast every single turn, but we can rely on getting an insane Build-A-Beast over 3 to 4 turns, right? It maximizes our percentage.
So we start with Build-A-Beast.
Well, what's his countdown, right? What's his quest countdown?
It's at 3.
So, in this situation, I think what we do is we play our Rhino, our Crackling, right? So that we develop a board that will be hard for him to deal with. Because what I want is I want board control while we start Build-A-Beasting, so that we're not forced to do something, we're not falling behind. want to take stealth.
Stealth, so it continues. Stealth Rhino is nice, and then trade with the or just sit here and do nothing.
Yeah, we just sit here and do nothing. I have a very strong philosophy of never make a trade an opponent will make for you, right? Why would he not make this trade? He wouldn't, right?
I see. Keep my pieces on the board.
Means we take 3 less damage. So now we're just forcing the Super Collider hit. But even still, this is okay. I mean, that's the only reason we would trade, right? Is to hold on Super. Now we go. Very sharp.
Bear shark. That'd be for Bear Shark was what, 3?
So we'll just take the young Dragonhawk. We'll start off with a tracking here. Because we're probably making a 5-mana one. Now, what we can do... I think we're taking Candle Shot. We're just picking out his guy for 1, right?
Alright, so use the candle shove.
Yeah, and then play the Rhino, or not the zombies, right? Then trade in with your weapon and your Rhino. Rhino.
Job done.
We're not really concerned about the armor. We're making him stare down a Wind Fury guy that he can't shield slam or anything. We'll probably just like light the fuses here and kill him, but that's okay. We're just buying time. We're forcing him to make defensive, like the defensive line of playing light the fuses doesn't allow him to continue the game plan he wants to continue, which is build taunts, right? Or if he's doing taunts, right, then our Wind Fury guy can like plow through a bunch of them.
Yeah, see, I could kill that taunt. It's a shame you can't Dire Frenzy that guy.
It's fine. We wouldn't really want to Dire Frenzy anyway. We're not looking to pressure him here. We're trying to isolate his win conditions and put them in our favor.
Yeah, that's the thing. I need to know what all those conditions are. And that's the thing that takes time.
Build. What you'll get better at is you actually try to work at thinking what they could be.
Hyena?
Yeah, we'll take a hyena.
How about stealth hyena?
Take the dire mole. Now, play that and the animal companion.
Animal companion.
Now trade your 5/4 into his 3/5 and then trade it into his 3. We're also tracking here.
Oh, we'll take this out too? The 3/3?
Yeah, check it out.
Track.
Take the other frenzy.
Job done.
Setting our deck in the process of while we're setting up for building a really good build of beast, right? We're just stalling until we figure out what build of beast we can use to close out this game, right? Even with this play, he doesn't full through us.
Cleaning condenses.
Build.
Build. Take the raptor.
Raptor.
Take the snapper. Jump. Now we're going to, if I'm counting correct, yeah, we can go start with a Master's Call. So we want to thin our deck. Now play the Timberwolf. Unleash. You're going to trade the 4-1 into the guy and the 2-1. Then you're going to trade 2 of the 2-1s into his other guy, right? And then you're going to play...
This guy?
Yeah. You can play your other links here. And use...
Take this guy out?
Yeah, take it out. Sorry, I would give you more time to answer lines if we weren't strapped for time every single turn. I'll do my best to try and explain it as we go along so you can try and learn from it, but in these situations we don't have a ton of time to get you to make decisions.
Yeah, I can also rewatch the VOD as well.
If I could give you more time to make decisions, I would. So build. B. Stick it up.
This one?
Yeah.
Just stick it in.
So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna play, you're gonna play your 5-drop, and you're gonna use a kill command to trade into his guy.
This?
Yep.
Kill command to kill this?
Yeah, and then you're gonna trade in because we get to save the hunter's mark for killing something big later.
Alright, so the 1-1 kill. Yeah, I think that's right.
Now we're not opposed to dire frenzying this beetle. I don't know that that's where I want to go here, but we might. Because it's a taunt and it's big enough to play around his fireballs, right? So he doesn't initially die, plus that extra armor can help us survive in a lot of situations.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
It's one of those means, like, if we have to, we will, for maybe one dire frenzy, but it's not ideal situation.
Build.
Yeah, let's build. Life Drinker. Take the... Silverback, I guess. Now, I think what we're doing here is we're going to go trade our 1-drop here. Alright, so I'll play a Lynx, right? And then Hunter's Mark his guy.
Which one, the 5/6?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it out with the links.
Yep, now you can use the other links into the tree. You're going to trade the 4-8 into his guy.
4-8 into the gun.
And then you're going to play your Dire Mole here, spaces in the middle, and you're going to play your Life Drinker on the right.
Yeah, thanks, Level Engine. Yeah, I had to reset the Axe Knight 3 times. I got it on the 4th try. It was very disheartening. But that's how it goes.
You weakened the Super Glider, so he's just going to have to remove that, and he's going to have to... That Super Glider is...
That's my goal, Level Engine. That's my goal. Oh, I'm gonna try anyways.
Rest here. I'm almost out of cards.
Build.
I think we're trading into his dude, and then we're gonna play our beetle, and we're gonna dire frenzy it. I think I want to start at least one of the dire frenzies right now. We can wait for another more optimal minion to hit with another one.
But
I think if we do this, it gives us good ways to keep from falling behind through the rest of the game while we wait to try and get maybe another more optimal one to do. So we're going to do a less optimal. Yeah, I do on the left side. Left side's generally better. for big minions, as a rule of thumb.
Job's done.
He doesn't have any really good traits in here, and it's not like his Sulfurous is great here either. To like blow up our guy. He doesn't really want to brawl this. It's hard for him to deal with.
I'll take that.
Like I said, it buys us time while we're trying to set up to build better beasts. So now we can build. Honestly, I think we'll take the Hydra.
Really?
Yeah, because if we can get the lifesteal rush on it, it's incredible. I think we take the...
Stealth poison?
Take the Raptor here,
Raptor.
and then just play it.
Just
If
play
he,
this?
if he hits it with the fireball and trades in, it's basically the same thing. If he was to do it to our beetle, but it's better for him to like work at killing this one instead, because we value our beetles more.
Gotcha. Hey, simply. We're just on turn here then?
Yeah.
Gonna...
Because this is gonna eat my next turn. If it hits, we're only taking 3.
Light the fuses!
There's that too. I forgot about that guy. Maybe we didn't. I actually wasn't thinking about that. That was my fault.
That's okay. This is actually funny.
We'd actually not.
Damn. That's okay. I don't mind losing.
But that's not the mentality you should have if you want to get better.
Well, I think what I mean is like, don't feel bad if I lose while you're working with me.
Well, I never feel bad about losing. I'm just trying to figure out how to make the most optimal line all the time.
Sure,
So
build
we-
a beast.
Yeah, we build.
What hunter deck do you guys recommend for laddering? Probably
Nightmare
what?
Amalgam.
This one?
Yeah, probably Secret Hunter if you want to take the Swamp Leech.
Oh, leech. Sure.
Now, play our Beetle here.
Beetle.
And I think we pass.
Oh, sure. Oh, nice. Look at
We're kind of dead to the trade either way. Wait, actually, well, I think we best set up our stuff to win if we go for the... I think we go for the Beetle and then the Nightmare Amalgam.
Beetle.
Nightmare Amalgam.
And
We might go for a Brawl lethal play, and that's, you know, that could kill us, but I'm just trying to give ourselves the best chance to win again.
Engaging TC-130.
Because if he doesn't have a
Mental
Brawl to
dislocation.
punish us, then he's not in...
yeah, that hero power could do it.
He can't punch through our board.
Light the fuses!
We need it really bad. Yes.
That helps.
Okay, so now what we do is we Dire Frenzy our guy here.
This guy?
Yeah. You're gonna unleash. You're gonna play a Timberwolf, and then you're gonna build. Take the Corpse Widow.
The what?
The Corpse Widow.
Oh, okay.
Take the Snow Flipper.
I'm sorry, the which one?
The Snow Flipper.
Oh, the Snow Flipper, okay.
Okay, so now take your 9/8 into his 06, right? Yeah. And then you're gonna trade one hound into the 3/1. And then you're gonna trade two hounds into this guy there, right? And then you're gonna go face the 2.
It's 2 into this one?
Yeah, 2 into that one.
Then face?
Yeah, for 2. He's out of gas at this point, so like if he doesn't hit ideal fireballs at this, like against our 9/8, because we can just keep gaining enough life. As long as he doesn't win, we're okay.
Ouch.
Just play the Nightmare and the Beetle.
This guy is the Nightmare?
No, the Nightmare Amalgam. The Nightmare Amalgam.
Oh.
That guy, yeah.
Oh, this guy. Okay, play that and then the Beetle. That's my turn, huh? Yeah, because that's a taunt.
Job done.
How'd that get taunted again?
It had taunts at the beginning, remember?
Oh, okay. Oh, nice steal.
Oh god.
I'm almost out of cards.
Damn.
Build.
So what's the Life Drinker do again? Life Drinker is taunt.
I know, but I think we're building. Take the Helpless Hatchling.
Helpless.
Okay. Take the Stone Tusk Boar. I think what we're doing here is we're just playing our Companion and our Nightmare. Or just the Companion, yeah. That thing, yeah. And then you're just gonna eat the 3/6.
Eat the what?
The 3/6?
Oh,
Senses fate.
Just play the 5-drop guy. Yeah, then play the Nightmare.
this is the Nightmare.
Yeah, and then you're gonna trade the 2/2 into that.
Put this in here.
Yeah, and then you kill his 6/2.
6.
Pass. You're gonna pass.
And just pass, that's it.
Yeah, those fireballs just keep hitting him the exact way he needs them to.
Yeah, it would be nice to get health.
Him winning that brawl earlier was like we had started 5-7 before. I think we're still in this.
not again. Let's see. Lifesteal taunt. Oh, that's not lifesteal. No, it's just taunt.
Build. We need to take the bloat back because if we get poisonous or lifesteal rush. Okay, well, poisonous also works. Here.
Oops, sorry. It may not have been the one that.
No, we're just gonna play that, right?
Play this?
Yeah. I don't think we can win this game, but pass.
Just
If you trade, pass. We're gonna need him to fireball our guy.
gotcha. That's why we're not gonna. That's okay.
He might just trade first, though. Oh no, we lose.
And then hero power doesn't. Yeah. Just being clever now. Wow. So. Just say no to Bitter Tide Hydra.
We shouldn't have taken it. That was a mistake. I agree. I wasn't thinking about that.
It was clever to watch that, though. It was clever to watch that.
I should have been thinking about that, and I wasn't. I couldn't remember how he could punish us, and then.
Yogi has to remind me. There was this guy I was playing earlier where he gave me a card that, like he got this card. He flipped decks, and I had no cards but this card. Every time it drew, it kept putting more in there, and it just literally just killed me every time.
Togwoggle Hakar, the Soulflare Druid.
it was very interesting. I'd never seen that before. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Hey, Yogi. grab some water too. Will I stream later? I might stream later. Right now, I'm working with other players to finalize my lineup for HTC. Depends on where I'm at with that. I'm grabbing water. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wait a minute, I'm confused. Was he talking to me that whole time? Yogi, was he actually talking to me the whole time, or is he watching chat and talking to you guys? Because I actually would feel bad if... Oh, okay. Good. Free lessons for everyone. I will do a... I will make a VOD of each lesson that I get. I can make a series on YouTube or something. I don't know. Yogi knows how to be warrior. Well, GG, Yogi. I learned that too.
Alright, you can...
We good?
You can.
Alright.
Rexxar versus Rexxar.
Let the hunt begin. Bring it on!
Alright, we're going against a... I say just keep them all.
We also keep flanking. Flanking is very powerful. Counter tempo tool versus another hunter.
Yeah, especially with Spell Hunter, they can put all kinds of wolves on there.
Spell Hunter's a hard matchup for us.
Alright, go for the mole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I had Master's Call. There's too many cases where I just don't feel like I have good plays. Now I can crackle it, right?
Makes it easy.
Yeah, see, this is how I first... Let's see, we have 3... I don't know, give it health, I guess.
Which do you think is correct, and why do you think it's health?
Actually, I don't. I think it's Wind Fury. Because it just makes it a little bit more aggro, and I don't think he has a way of killing it this turn.
Well, health would only be good if we had a Dire Frenzy and we died, so we'd rather Living Spores.
The Wind Fury?
Living Spores. Because if it dies, then we get extra food.
Ah, yeah, that's right. There's that too.
To my side.
Let's see here. I could equip the candle and do the hero power. Or
I wonder.
maybe no, that's probably what I would do.
It's the
Wait.
Candle Shot, trade the 3-2, and then Hero Power.
Oh, really? So candle shot, 3-2. Then kill it off with
Yeah, you have to kill it off with Candle Shot and Hero Power.
it's halfway there, I guess.
I mean, in that situation, just trading there is good for us.
To my side.
Oh, we're big. Let me see. I say we use the flanking strike and go face and end our turn.
Flanking strike and then just trade for one, or attack for one, yeah. Don't attack with the weapon, we'll save the weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so good with Hunter's Mark and stuff like that. Doesn't make any sense to use it for anything else. Alright. Using one of those. Let me think. Well, my best guess is that maybe it's Explosive Trap. That's why they dropped my life down.
Well, he told us it's exactly Explosive Trap.
So, this is where I get confused as to what to do. Because the only way for me to actually...
You just Dire Frenzy our 3-1, right? And then attack with the weapon. Attack with the weapon.
I hunt alone.
Now play our Temple Wolf and attack him with both of our guys.
Play the wolf?
Yeah, on the right. Now go face. Now he'll probably play Spellstone and then we'll win this game.
Job's done.
So we pretty much won this game.
Now we just do hounds and win, right?
Yeah, Hounds and Win or Kill Command and Win or whatever floats your boat, do both. Oh no, he's real fucking bad.
Damn. Yeah, see that the whole Dire Frenzy is I think what really worked out well. Look at that, beating a hunter takes 20 minutes less than warrior.
Well, we're not trying to draw that game out 75 turns. I mean, it can go that if you guys both like get in a weird trade war and like it stalls out and then you get into a Rexar ability stuff. Like it can happen, but it's less likely.
I saw this guy, I forget his name, he got over 1,000 shield.
Rexar versus Gul'dan.
He like locked the game up where things were just triggering back and forth and it just froze stuff and it was kind of interesting. Okay, let's see here. I say we keep everything.
We dropped the tracking.
No, we do have the tracking now. Okay. Why is that?
Because we have Master's Call already, and that's one of the main reasons we have tracking. So if we can increase our chance to get a Crackling to follow this Dire Mold, that'd be incredible. So what we're trying to do is maximize that chance, because we can't go tracking and Dire Mold and then set up that combination of cards, right?
Oh, I gotcha.
Worst case is we have nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Alright, so just do the mold.
Job done.
Alright, I say we go face and hero power.
No, we play both of the Spring Paws and we hit them for one.
Really?
We just develop extra threats on board.
Interesting.
Right, is he gonna, you think he's gonna file this? He doesn't clear the whole board with it. So it's gonna do more damage over more time. Right, because let's say he goes for the 2/4 taunt, right, to slow us down. Then we can kill command and we can dome him for 3, right? And then that would set us up to hit him for another 3, and then that's already dealt more than a hero power.
Interesting. Yeah, because...
And if he doesn't do anything, we can just Master's Call, right? If he just taps, right, to set up for the Giant, then we can just Master's Call. And again, it's still setting up to do more damage over time.
So we'll just do the Master's Call and just go face with everything?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice 8/8 on turn 3. Let me see. Well, we could kill it. with a command and hit it with everything. But that's like my whole turn. But, or we have, Hunter's Mark and a Spring Paw into it.
We want to play our Spring Paw here and then Hunter's Mark and Hero Power, right? It's enough pressure that it's a bad Hellfire, but it's also enough that we can set up a lot of damage over this next turn. Right, so now we've got 4 off of our Spring Paws, right? I'm going to calculate this out for you so it sinks in how much of a difference these lines are, right? So Hero Power. So he probably doesn't want to do anything. He'll probably just play a Drake here.
You said that's 4 damage so far with the Spring Paws, right?
Yep.
Dang, look at that. Turn 4, man. I'm seeing some stuff. It depends, simply. Let's see now.
So start off with a crackling on our 1/1 Spring Paw.
Try for poison, and we didn't get it.
Take damage.
The attack +3.
Yeah. Now play our Timberwolf Hero Power and send everything face. We've now set up to kill him with just a singleton kill command and a project. But if like our guys live here, then we can. So what he's probably going to do is he's probably going to defile, set up a minion to protect himself, and then we can just kill him with a kill command over the top.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Sometimes I get stuck at looking at what they just
You
put
also
down.
just dealt another, because of the Timberwolf, you just dealt 2, you added in 2 more damage here, plus what you already had, right? And then that set up, so that was 8 damage total we got off of our Spring Paws. Yeah, we'll play a minion, we'll play our 1-drop, we'll kill command, we'll Hero Power.
Yeah, I see it.
And we set up lethal. Exactly.
See, none of that would have been possible if I would have just done that Hero Power.
Yeah, it's just like one small decision that you made your entire
Because I don't really recall any occasion where I ever threw down both Spring Paws on turn 2 just like that, just straight there. I know, isn't that right, Yogi? And just how it just crescendoed because they didn't take care of them. That was.
It wasn't because he didn't take care of him. There was never an optimal situation to do it. So let me explain why.
Sure.
We go Dire Maul right on turn 1, and then follow it by 2 Spring Paws. He isn't incentivized to file. Well, now it's turn 2, and it's not enough pressure for him to feel like he wants to play a threat. So he's just going to tap for another Hero Power, right? So he's going to go for a Giant. Well, we have Hunter's Mark, right? So that allows us to go Master's Call. Then his decision is to play a Giant, so that we'll probably pick up another Spring Paw off the Master's Call. We'll Hunter's Mark, Spring Paw, Hero Power, and then he'll go, okay, well, now all I have is 3 damage still on board, so, well, I don't want Hellfire for this. I may as well play a Drake, right? So then this allows us to take our Timberwolf plus our Crackling, because we already have a kill command, right? And Hero Power set up for push a bunch of damage. Now, because we play the Crackling and we set up with the Timberwolf, and we're probably getting one form of the damage, we're most likely setting up lethal with a kill command creature. And what he's going to be incentivized to do is defile, because it's a more efficient answer than anything else he has. And the only other thing he can do, because he has 3 mana, is play a creature. Now that creature is either deal 2/4 damage or play a beetle, right? And he probably doesn't want to deal 2 damage to himself because he already is like, oh, I don't want him to just straight kill command me and not have a beast. But because we kept the one back end of the Spring Paw, we've now set up a lethal almost guaranteed before the game has set up. And this all has to do with the way he wants to play the game and the way we're trying to play the game. We set out a board that's not incentivized enough to blow it up with a board wipe, and it's not weak enough that we're not pushing enough damage. It maximizes on both fronts, which sets up an ideal checkmate situation by turn 5.
Damn. That's a good analysis of the game. How long have you been playing this game?
I've been playing it since 2014, but like even when I first started playing, so like for the first 3 months that I played this game, I was roughly around rank, or I played. For the first 3 months I played only arena, but the very first season I played competitive, and the first week I hit rank 1 legend. But like I have a very good mind for understanding pattern analysis. And that's what I'm basically doing. I'm looking at patterns and applying the most effective situation based off of current game state situations. And even if I don't know what my opponent's doing, I can roughly guess what they're doing, even based off classic cards or incentivize. I can guess the types of threats they're going to do. You just have to understand what situations are going to happen based off each position, and you can play around these things.
Interesting.
Rexar versus Leandrin.
My blade burns with holy fire.
Let the hunt begin.
Paladin. I would say Spring Paw and tracking maybe.
Yeah, that's our key. We pitch Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark's not good.
Alright, I'll just go with the Spring Paw and the tracking then.
I don't know what type of paladin he is.
None will survive.
So just play the Spring Paw at the beginning.
I could throw down the links to kill that and then throw that on the board, so I just have the mole up there.
I would just play the mole and the spring, or the back end of the links, but hit him in the face for 1. He'll probably make that trade for us anyway, and pushing an extra damage can matter.
Oh, okay. But definitely hit with the links, right?
No. Just leave it.
Oh, I got you.
He's going to trade in, right? So, and what we can do is we can use our diamond to trade into his guy, potentially saving the links.
Huh.
It also keeps him for attacking us for 1 too, which saves us a hit point.
Reporting for duty.
I say trade in for 2 and do the companion.
Let's play companion and see what we roll first.
To my side.
Now I would trade into both of his 1-drops. Don't trade into the Firefly, trade into the Silverhand Recruits.
Because those are the ones he can buff, right?
Well, it's almost just always as a rule of thumb, they're better to kill than Silverhand Recruits.
Job done.
But they can buff those in a way that they can't buff this Firefly, right?
I believe so. I'm trying to remember what was the effect. I know because they don't have the what is it?
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I mean, I should like know exactly what cards he has and which ones he wouldn't have because he's odd, right? Alright, let me see here. Dang,
I think we're just life drinker and going face. Yeah, there's the potential for the the 2-drop guy to punish us a little bit, but I think because we have a lot of damage, we want to set ourselves up in a situation where we can counter burst him at a later point in this game.
yeah, I like that. It's aggressive.
Handle it!
Well, yeah, him taking initiative is really good for us. I don't know why he would do that, because he's gonna have to trade in. He just took too much damage there for no reason.
Let's see here. Rhino into his 2/2.
Yeah, it's better than flanking, because it's a more efficient use of our mana.
Yeah, I guess one right. Hey, Terra Dragon. Or I'll just call you Terra. Welcome.
Speak your peace.
Handle it!
There's raid leaders. Let me think now. I say we do the flanking into the 2/2 hero power.
What was your play again?
Flanking hero power?
Yeah. Kill the 2/2 raid leader.
Yeah.
Because, again, because we've dealt all this damage, right? We can use this unleash instead of having to make it as a trade tool. We can use it as a counter tempo tool. Or not counter tempo, but a counter burst tool. And what we can do is we can let them try and overextend on the board, right, as we push a little bit more damage. And we can, like, tracking into a Timberwolf to close out the game.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Oh, nice. So tracking,
Yeah, tracking.
because we can get. No, we didn't. I
Take
would
it-
say
take-
tracking.
No, just take another unleash.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we can
So
do. We can do 2 of them.
No, all we need to do here is we need to just unleash and go face. Hero power, unleash, and send everything face. Right? Because
Okay.
that sets us up with another unleash and kill command with a hero power. Kill him off, right? It's like, what is he going to do with this? He's going to have to, like, trade into all of our dudes, you know, we can just kill them on the top. They don't have level anymore, so this isn't really punished. Even if we did, we would have kill command. I mean, kill command is just basically killing him as is, but there's no harm in having, like, extra in case he runs, like, I don't know, a Zilliax or something. Like, sometimes people would be weird about that shit.
Yeah, this is cool. The grabbing the unleash. I wouldn't have thought of that. My mind was so set to trying to get the Timberwolf that I was willing to sacrifice on not having the unleash for the next turn.
Wolves stand
We
ready.
were just trying to set up a way to win the game. We didn't, like, I was just naming a way we could set up to, like, win the game. But, like, this is just enough setup damage that leads to a bad position. So many things would kill him there anyway.
Reporting for duty.
But yeah, he's just dead here. He's just dead.
Well, I almost got rank 10 the other day. I was actually I've been in a position where all I had to do was win the match that I was in to get rank 10. 3 times that happened, and I lost all 3 of those matches. I was like, oh man, come on. And then I had the big 7 losses in a row, and then just I think I lost my mojo, whatever it is. Let me see. We have time for one more, or we got started a little late because you were finishing your match.
Yeah, we got time for one more.
Okay, one more. We'll do one more.
Again, also, if you want to do the other hour here too, I think it's, in my opinion, I think people gain more out of long bursts of coaching than short 1-hour sessions, because there's not a lot to gain from a short hour session, but if you continue on top of one, I think it gives more people time to ruminate, and then you do another long. My ideal session time is 3 hours. I always tell people 3 hours is like the perfect session time. It's not too long to like overwhelm people, and it's not too short that you can't cover enough.
Okay. We'll probably just do the one more match, and then I'll get in touch with you about further scheduling.
Okay.
And I'll keep that.
I do still believe in like doing 3-hour sessions is the best way to do it if you want to do more sessions.
Sure. Yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
But if you would rather like just do 2-hour sessions, I still even think that's better than 1 hour ones, right? I think 1 hours don't give us enough time to really work through ideas.
Yeah. Normally, I would be like, yeah, sure. Why not? We can do the 3. But I'm on a weird sleeping schedule where I basically sleep 9 to 5. Kind of instead of.
No, I understand. I'm just letting you know how we should do it in the future.
Okay.
If you want to do more coaching in the future.
Yeah. I think a lot of people could benefit from that. I know I could. Hey, good morning, Jedediah. How you doing?
Rexxar versus Arthas.
For Lordaeron, let the hunt begin.
Going against a paladin. Let me think here. Paladin is the 1/1 things. Spring Paw was helpful. I say keep Spring Paw and Crackling.
Now, I normally wouldn't advocate keeping flanking, but because we're on the play and we have a good 1-drop and 2-drop here, I do want to keep flanking because it keeps us curving at a good pace against the paladin.
Oh, okay. So just keep everything.
Because flanking gives us a fine play. As long as we're ahead, flanking helps further that advantage ahead. It's not something we want to be trying to use while behind because it's not as effective while behind. But because we have the 1-drop Spring Paw into Crackling, like that gives us a lot of,
None will survive.
because he can't trade into our guy before we get a Crackling in. Right.
Would we play a Spring Paw here?
Definitely. If we're gonna Crackling next turn, if we can get health on that, we're really happy. If we can get health, 1/1s, Divine Shield, +1/+1, all those are good. Now, ideally, we're getting health of the 1/1s, but
The
we'll take
light
either.
protects me.
So just Crackling. Take health. And then eat this guy for 1.
Job's done.
The light dims, but we fight.
Speak your peace.
We're just Crackling our guy again here. Take the 1/1s. Drop the links and then trade that into his guy. So what we're doing here is we're probably getting him to trade the 2/1. He'll probably like hero power +1. So trade the 1/1 or the 1/3 right here. Eat his guy. He'll probably just trade his 2/1 hero power, and then what this allows us to do is Dire Frenzy our guys so that when we Master's Call, we get the big Spring Paws.
Oh yeah, you want to do the Spring Paw, not the links.
Yeah, Dire Frenzying that guy is really good for us.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
All right. So still thinking about that Dire Frenzy?
Yeah, I think we do that, and then we hit one of the 1/1s.
Just hit one of the 1/1s. Huh? Dang, I don't
Because
think...
I think we have the ability to take back this board pretty easily. Because the Master's Call picks us up Spring Paws.
Still a master's call, huh?
Yeah. That's just...
That's convenient.
Play the Spring Paw. I think we actually play the Timberwolf here, and we eat the 2/5. Because then it plays around Fungalmancer. Seems like a weird use of Spring Paw, but it's actually, or I mean Timberwolf, but it's actually pretty decent play for us.
Reporting for duty. Handle it!
Yes. Grom Falloon did all of the art for my channel.
So just flanking his 2/2 and then play the Spring Paw.
Flanking the 2/2.
Yeah, and then play the back end of the kill as many guys as possible.
I'm sorry, what was it?
We're gonna just play the other links here, right? And we're gonna kill as many guys as we can.
Okay, kill a guy. And kill another one.
But yeah, you see why the Spring Paw is so good, is like what it's allowing us to do is really take back this board, even without an unleash. Pretty good. Draw 3 is pretty strong.
Speak your peace.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, sure thing, Jedekai. Alright, I say, Rexar.
Nah, I think all we need to do here is we just need to play the, what is it, the Lynx and then the Life Drinker, right?
Okay.
And then
Life Drinker.
Life Drinker, and then we trade the Lynx into the 2/1 and we go about this. Because we can wait for him to hit this one to get more value out of it. Plus we can build a beast. So like, say he plays the weapon here, right?
Go face.
Then we can, yeah, go face. If he plays the weapon here, then we can wipe all the 1/1s here and we can start build beasting potentially as a line.
Huh. See, I would be afraid to leave those 1/1s because they can boost them.
Sure, I mean that's a possibility, but his likely play is weapon here, and then we get a Rexar. Even if it's double trades, I'm not disappointed, right?
Reporting for duty.
Still ends favorably for us because now we can still just Rexar and still keep build a beasting, and like now since we get to do, yeah, we get to just Rexar and build a beast,
The eternal hunt has
and we can take advantage of this to try and like beat him out. Take the Hungry Crab. It's just cheap. Like,
crab?
Yeah, we just like the cheap minion. Take the Penguin. Like, we don't mind a 1-drop that we can like cheaply put out.
Face is the place.
reporting for duty. The Frost Wolves stand ready.
Build a beast.
I think we actually just go Master's Call.
Master's Call. Where are you? Okay. And we're looking for something.
Well, yeah, we want the Spring Paw, so now we can play the Spring Paw, and we can go play the back end of that Spring Paw.
The rush, the links. Is that what you mean? The back end.
So then, now what we do here is we play our Timberwolf, right? Yeah, we play the Timberwolf, and then we kill command his guy and trade the 2/1 in. And then we trade our 5/4 into his 1/3. And this sets us out with a curve to go 1-drop minion, companion, life drinker, build a beast. And we'll probably start with a build a beast, but like it allows us to play a bunch of minions out at once to contest his board. So we care a lot about contesting his board right now, not letting him have like pressure against us. Because we can outvalue him as long as he doesn't overwhelm us. He's just running out of gas at this point.
Is that what that means?
Gas is cards in hand is what I mean. Like things to do essentially.
Yeah, because he's just throwing a bunch of stuff. Hounds would
Well,
be
he has
easier, huh?
He has to. Hounds would always be nice in this matchup. It's never a situation where I don't really need to unleash. We start with tracking because if we can pick up unleash here, it's really good. Okay, we'll take the unleash. Now we play our companion to see what it is.
Because it could be a boost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it
now we
is.
do that. We'll build.
Build?
Yeah. Take another hungry.
This? No, hungry.
Another
Hungry.
take the hunting mastiff.
Hunting Mastiff. Okay.
So now we can unleash, right? And we can clear his whole board and we can play the 1-drop. And then, yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, why wouldn't I go...
Because we 100% win if he top decks Divine Shield weapon, right? Then he could give all his guys Divine Shield, and that would be really bad, right?
Okay, we don't kill anyone.
Okay, we just want to kill everything because we're gonna play our 1-drop here, right? And we can play our Echo Crab next turn. We can like 3 of those to flush down his entire board state. So we have him beat by just outvaluing him. We don't need to do damage. We can just close this game by denying him a way to win, right? That's better than trying to risk giving him a way to punish him, right?
Their screams.
See. Then we start with building.
No, I don't think we need to. I think we just play our crab here, right, 3 times. And then we trade 2 of those in and then we leave 1 on board.
Play our crab and what else?
No, we just play it 3 times. It's Echo. Play it. You get another one. You play it. You get another one. And you play that one. And then you trade 2 of those in to his Baku, right? And then you send the other 2 minions place. This will set up lethal.
The battle is over. You win.